Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody who is feeling the feels, getting a little bit uncomfortable or a little bit nervous. It's like, I don't know, when you get kind of pulled in a different direction than you expected because you're in the ocean and the wave current is stronger than you thought it was. They might have thought they had a little bit more time before they'd have to worry about falling in love. They might have thought it is high lemonade. They might have thought that, they could kind of push themselves out of the situation when they felt like things were getting a little bit too serious. But with the lovers, we've got somebody who is starting to feel like maybe you are their soulmate, and maybe they're a little bit nervous they're going to get rejected. With the Queen of Wands in the reverse, we have some like lack of confidence, and it's intensifying because they're realizing that they really do have feelings for you. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. Ooh, excuse me. No worries. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. How are we doing? Sorry, I really went after the wind chimes today. I hope you all are going to enjoy the new thumbnails. I wanted to make sure to cross that off the to-do list. So you won't be seeing this as the thumbnail anymore. Let me know if you want to make fun of me, feel free. Otherwise, if you're interested in a personal reading, my email address is in the description box below. It's wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. Thank you, Jess. I appreciate you. Let's get some more details for you. This is the Tattoo Tarot. And then I will have an announcement shortly regarding having a new membership option. So once I figured that out, it's all like official, I'll be sure to make sure you all know. If you have any input on what I should offer, please feel free to check my community post and comment. Or vote. Although I pretty much decided I'm going to do a $3.99. All right, so we've got the Ten of Swords, Strength, and the Queen of Wands. I like that the Queen of Wands is in the upright, but the thing is I feel like this is the other person. We have somebody who has perhaps their bold energy is a little overwhelming for someone. It's like, how do I explain this? I feel like it's kind of like intimidation related to being attracted to somebody. I want to do everything perfect because I don't want you to reject me. And because I'm so like overthinking it, maybe I get a little tongue-tied. Maybe I end up like tripping down the stairs. Maybe I just kind of make a fool of myself. It's because they're very attracted to somebody who also has a very bold or authentic personality. They're kind of in awe, so they're just kind of like, but I just want you to like me. Do you like me? We've got the Ten of Wands, the Eight of Wands in the reverse, and the Magician in the reverse. So because they got a bit overwhelmed by this Queen of Wands and found that they were maybe not quite as confident as they thought they were, there's a mistake here that they feel they can't undo. Like, ooh, I did something I shouldn't have, and now I'm not getting responses, or now I, heard that they want to cancel our date, or now it seems like maybe they're not interested. So we've got somebody whose lack of confidence has caused a little bit of an issue, and now we might have with that Ten of Swords, I always view this as somebody who kind of ruined things for themselves, right? They stepped right into the puddle. This is somebody who let that insecurity create some drama or cause some issues. And now we've got kind of like a, well, I don't know if I want to do that. 8 of Cups in reverse, 2 of Wands, and the 9 of Swords in the reverse again. Yeah, it feels to me like we've got a change in plans. And a bit of concern because, like, you weren't supposed to do that. You weren't supposed to react that way. I thought we had, something going on here. Hello, Jay. How are you doing? I'm so sorry to hear that. I don't. Sorry, I don't think we want to do that. I'm not taking responsibility for something like that, sweetheart. I wish you the best and everyone that you love, but please don't do that in my live chat. So there's assistance as far as like probably a close friend that talks to this Queen of Wands, and they, I think, kind of figure out maybe this person, the Queen of Wands in the reverse, isn't maybe ready for a relationship or isn't ready to deal with those emotions. So I do feel like they get some really good advice on what's, going on. And that's why we have the good advice ends up being kind of like a concern for their love interest because it changes the Queen of Wands perspective. I thought maybe, we could get engaged, or I thought maybe we could move in together. I thought maybe we could become official, but now I think I'd rather just be on my own. There's a change in their willingness to like pursue something serious with this individual, and kind of like almost like a defensiveness or barrier. Like I need some space. So they may have, our Queen of Wands in the reverse may have a little bit of anxiety because they feel like there's nothing they can do to salvage the relationship. This is the Love Oracle. Ooh, is it really? Let me know if it's still buffering. We've got shocking, turmoil, trouble, unexpected, and soulmates. Deep love, unity, and connection. So I thought we were just, hanging out. I thought we were just laughing, dancing, They did not expect to fall in love. I did not expect that I would find like my other half. I did not expect that I would catch feelings, but they did. And it's made them maybe like kind of struggle in terms of maybe they're really normally quite charming, but they get a little bit awkward. Perspective, better off, happiness, clear headspace, and family. The thing is, this Queen of Wands in the reverse, the person who struggles a bit with their confidence, they have a lot of stress or drama that they've seen in their family or while they were growing up pertaining to relationships, which has made them feel like their best bet is to be on their own, not get caught up in a relationship. I'm glad to hear that, Lemonade. Thank you, Jess. So the change in perspective, I feel, is kind of on both sides. We've got one person who's saying, oh, I thought everything was going fine, but now you're like backing away. You don't want to like talk to me anymore. And the Queen of Wands in the reverse, the person who's a little bit lacking on the confidence or struggling with the emotions, they are being put in a situation where they start to question the perspective that they were raised to believe, i.e., love is a losing game, right? Nah. Curse, hex, witchcraft, negative mind, and cloudy judgment, illusions, unbalanced and distorted. I have had a negative perspective on love. I felt like nobody would ever be trustworthy or I would never be happy with somebody. And then I met you. Then I caught feelings for you. I've never felt this way for anyone. And I'm starting to question why I believed what I did for so long. This is the Gold Foil Tarot. I know, I love her. Isn't she great? What else do we have? Six of Wands, Death in the reverse. Oh, I love it. And the sun and the moon. The moon is clarifying the High Priestess. I really love this energy. So basically, whoever I'm reading for, I do feel you've had a lot of energy that you've put into your healing process, understanding what helps you to feel grounded or appreciated. You're communicating what you need. You might be just a little bit intimidating to people because you know yourself. With the Death card in the reverse, I do feel like you've left the door open. It's like just slightly ajar, you know? So that if this person comes correct, if they figure out how to communicate about their change in perspective or their emotions, you would listen. You would at least hear them out. But what I really love about the sun and moon is this is your energy. You have this beautiful balance of masculine, feminine energy, which means you have a really good understanding of when it makes sense to just allow things to flow organically or happen the way they should. And you also have a good understanding of when you might need to take action, more like that masculine energy. So I do think there's something here about you speaking up and then pulling back and giving space for this person to figure things out on their own. But I also think there's something about people who know you. They, even if they know you very well, they still view you as kind of mysterious. Hello, John. Hello, Upper Echelon. How we doing? 10 of Pentacles and the Star in the reverse. With the Queen of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, I do feel there's a family connection here. Somebody, probably like a parent or an older sibling, that really struggled with a betrayal in their life. So it could be, you know, got married and then had a child or two and then I got abandoned, or, you know, I was really mistreated by my last relationship. We've got some pretty serious wounds from a parent or an older sibling that was passed on. It was something that they talked about constantly around this person, or it was something that they even went so far as to say, this is how you should view people. You can't trust anybody. Hello, Danny. It's going well, thank you. Hello. Is it Gerardo or Gerardo? I would assume Gerardo, but you let me know. We've got somebody challenging those teachings, wondering if it's time to shed that kind of negative, distorted perception and admit that maybe they really do want to believe in love. Thank you. Five of Wands, the Tower in the reverse again. and the Emperor. It's very powerful energy that you have. It draws people in, but it also kind of scares people. The way I would describe it is I have like a fascination with heights. I'm sure most people would say this, right? You love having like that top floor view or seeing just how far, it is to the ground, mountains, all of that, right? But it's a lot more comfortable to appreciate that beauty or that view when there's a railing separating you from the danger. I'm a clumsy person. I walk into doors, I fall downstairs. It's a thing. So like if I'm like visiting the Grand Canyon, I'm not gonna be one of those people who's like, take a picture of me, look at I'm balancing, isn't it great? I might die at any moment, but I have it. I'm not gonna do that. This is somebody who they felt like they were kind of hanging over the cliff, and that abyss represented all those emotions. I don't think I can just like fall into all those emotions. I'm not ready, so I'm going to fight it. They might have started a fight with you specifically so that they could like run away from these emotions because they didn't know any other way. They were told to run away. But there's something about your energy. It's this like, oh, I don't know if I want to quote that. It's so inappropriate. I love Lana Del Rey, but some of her lyrics are awful. I'm just going to say it because, like, if you think about what I try to teach on my channel and what her lyrics suggest you should do, it's kind of the, like, mope around and wait forever for somebody to maybe possibly do you right. I don't really advocate for that, but it's that kind of vibe coming through. And it was, what is it? He hit me and it felt like a kiss. I hate that so much. But this is somebody who feels like they need to change how they view emotions from other people. If you fall in love with me, maybe it's not a bad thing. Maybe I need to like edit the little key in my brain that tells me love equals bad. Because it actually felt awful to walk away from you. And with the Emperor, it's because they really felt safe around you. They felt like they could actually trust you. So you've kind of put them in a spot where, I don't know, it's like they've short-circuited a little bit. Hello, Farah, how are you doing? Hello, Co-Create. How's it going? Hello, Rachel. I've heard that before. So we've got 9 of Cups in the reverse, 2 of Wands, 2 of Cups, and the 9 of Swords. This one's following us around this reading. 2 9s and 2 2s. I want something so badly that I need to reject it very quickly and passionately. This is like, no, get away from me, love. I'm going to have to go somewhere else. I'm going to have to like cast my net in a different direction. I'm going to have to do what I can to get away from this love. It's too much. It overpowers me. It makes me feel like I can't think about anything else. I can't eat. I can't sleep. I just want to be with this person. It's overwhelming for them. What do I do with all this love? All right, this is the Fairy Lenormand. What else do we have? $32, the Moon, and 8, the Coffin. Maybe what I need to do is leverage this masculine energy and take action towards what it is that I want. One way of looking at this little quadrant, if you will. So the cards on the bottom are clarifying the cards above, right? We've got the sun and the moon. Now, the sun is masculine energy. The Emperor, clarifying that, not at all a surprise. But the Nine of Cups being in the reverse with the moon, water energy, by the way, indicates that we had somebody who was trying to navigate or manage those emotions, but they got like overwhelmed. It doesn't work. You won't get what you want unless you go for what you want. You have to speak up. You have to take action. You have to communicate. They're realizing they can't just walk away. They can't just forget the love that they feel. It's not like some, high school crush. So the question is, am I going to go for what I want, or am I going to continue to try to convince myself that I don't have these emotions? Hello, Light and Love. How are you doing? Hello, Jim. How's your day? And we have number 3, which is the ship, an indication of travel. So the only way for there to be a future chapter or things that progress in this love connection is if somebody's willing to make the move. For some of you, that literally means, are you going to text? Are you going to call? Or are you going to travel somewhere? Are you going to move somewhere? They have to take the action. It's not going to be the Queen of Wands. Let's get some tarot. This is the Jack-o'-lantern tarot. Three of Pentacles, the Lovers, Page of Swords in the reverse, 5 of Cups, and the 10 of Wands. We had the 10 of Wands in the same column at the very beginning. This is speak or forever hold your peace. Page of Swords in the reverse, unspoken emotions, trying to hide what's really going on, right? Oh, I don't want to talk about it. 5 of Cups, though, this is not it, man. This is not where you want to be. This is like when you get sat at a restaurant, real busy restaurant, packed, and they only have one table available, and it just so happens to be the one right outside the bathroom. It's not where you want to sit. This is not where you want to be. They're so focused on what went wrong or things in the past or how somebody else told them to feel that they are missing out on the opportunities behind them that are available to them. Thanks, Matt. I appreciate that. Hello, James. How's it going? So the decision is, are you going to really keep this to yourself? Are you really going to take all these emotions and run away, or are you going to say something? Two of Swords in the reverse. Queen of Cups. And the Sun. I think they're answering my question. Because the question is, are you going to sit around and wait for something, or are you going to take action? Are you going to do something? Sun energy, masculine energy is taking action. Whereas the moon has that lunar pull, that gravitational pull. You can manifest things, right? No, this person's like, no, I don't think I can wait around and try to manifest this. I'm going to have to go out there and tell this person I'm in love. The Queen of Cups could be you, the love interest, but it could also be the emotion that they need to take action on. So they're in a spot where basically they're going to have to make that decision. Are you going to speak up, or are you going to lose this person? I do feel like for many of you, there could be another person interested in you as the like catalyst to get this person to finally communicate with you. For others of you, it could be because you're blocking them or saying, I don't know if I really want to get to know you anymore, or be in this relationship anymore. There's something here that puts like a time limit on it. Like you can't just sit here and maybe in 4 months you get around to it. Well, that explains why I said 4. 4 of Swords in the reverse, 7 of Pentacles, and the 4 of Pentacles in the reverse. So get it? They're both in the reverse, not 4 months. They're feeling extremely lonely without the Queen of Wands, without the love interest. Thinking about all the things they've already daydreamed about, the memories they already have, the things that make them feel like they can trust this love interest, and how they just threw it away, walked away from it. It's like they found the absolute perfect thing they were looking for at the mall and just left it on the shelf for somebody else to get. The Hanged Man in the reverse, 10 of Swords in the reverse, and the 7 of Swords in the reverse. This is like a refusal to admit that it's over. Okay, so let me give you just one more shot. Can we try one more thing? This is somebody who feels like the only option is the truthful one. I have to approach this person and it's like got to be a confessional, basically. Here's how I feel. I shouldn't have run away, but I was scared. It was just so much love, okay? Did I say hello to you all? Hello, Co-Create and Pharaoh. I can't remember. I think it did. Hello. It's sometimes a little bit tricky when I'm trying to keep on top of the reading. So thank you for being patient with me. So I guess I already pulled the 7 of Swords in the reverse, but this is that honesty energy, right? The I need to come clean. 9 of Pentacles is in the reverse. I don't have a lot of time, and Chariot is the fastest moving card in the deck. I need to call this person. I need to text this person. I need to go over there and visit this person. I do not have a lot of time to tell them how I feel. It needs to happen soon. This is the Gilded Reverie. What else do we have? Thank you, Rachel. Number 27, which is the Letter. And we have a duplicate or a repeat. We've got another Ship. Remember, indicating some sort of travel, forward movement. This could be someone telling you they're coming to see you. This could be somebody who is telling you they've, gone on a spiritual journey, that they have been working through those emotions. But I think for sure, if this reading is for you, this is somebody whose intention with this communication is, how can we move forward? How can we continue on the path that we were, but better, or with a stronger direction, better shoes, a map so we don't get lost. Oh, Lord. Oh, no. It's the woman without a shirt. It makes sense, though, because it's the Queen of Wands in the reverse, right? This is the person who was lacking confidence. I'm telling you, they went through a spiritual journey. We've got the Cross coming out. Number 36. significant loss or a setback that puts a person in a situation where they're faced with some of those things they may have been trying to avoid pertaining to their healing or, understanding who they are. We have number 17, which is the stork, and number 28, the man with a shirt. So the man with a shirt is our Queen of Wands. I know that's difficult to keep track of, but it makes sense, right? Because this is somebody who has also come through as the Emperor. This is somebody who has, I think, been a bit of inspiration to the person that has fallen in love with them, kind of handled things in a way that made it easy for this Queen of Wands in the reverse to go through this spiritual awakening. So they're getting some sort of positive communication. And I feel like it's somebody saying, okay, I ran away, I freaked out, but the reality is I'm completely in love with you and I'm going to figure it out. I'm not going to run away anymore. I don't want to not have you in my life. So can we talk about it? Are you open to that? And maybe some of you aren't, but I think most of you probably are. So this is the truth is break time apart will be beneficial to this connection. Resentment, hurt, and bitterness over unfair treatment. So the woman without a shirt, Queen of Wands in the reverse, whoever it is that has been fearful of falling in love, they had some not so great emotions, some hurt left over, perhaps even something that was transferred to them from a parent or a sibling. But now that they've had a little bit of a breather and they've thought about the situation they have with the person they've fallen in love with, they realize they don't want to continue to act with this negative energy as the main vibe. So they're working on it because they know that the person they love is not going to just accept somebody who is cold or even a little bit heartless. They want somebody who can be in touch with those emotions. So in order to be with this Queen of Wands, who also came out as the Emperor, I have to address the emotional intimacy issue. This is the truth is. Yeah, that happens more than it should, sadly. The I need more love card may be more complex. It may also apply to the Queen of Wands in the reverse, the person who struggles with their emotions. They may have felt they never got that love, from their family or from anyone, really. I don't know what comes next. You let me down. I compare others to you. Nobody compares to you, but they do. Like, you're the standard. You're the gold star or gold standard. Is that what it is? I do love you. That's really hard for them to say. I can be myself with you. You put this person at ease. They might feel like they need to wear a mask around others. They might be like an introvert or super uncomfortable talking to large groups of people or more than one person, but they feel comfortable with you. You're like home to them. I know you don't feel the same. Insecurity. They don't feel like you love them the way that they love you, in parts because they still struggle with loving themselves. They've been going through this spiritual awakening. It's helping them to understand why they act the way they do, or what maybe terrifies them about that deep connection that they have with you. And they realize it's worth it to try to figure this out, to not run away, but to actually try. I saved your texts and messages. I need security, and I wish we could go back. So they want to find out if they communicate their emotions and they're able to, actually do the emotional intimacy thing. Would you be theirs? They need to know that you would choose them, but they don't know if you would, because they feel like that emotional intimacy issue has basically resulted in your falling out of love or not really having an interest in them anymore. This is What's the News? Love bombing, overly attentive, showered with affection, and for personal gain. Paranoid. You served this person up a hot dish of love. This is real love, true love, true love. Sorry, I can't help it. And they thought you were faking. They thought you were just showering them with affection because you wanted to get something from them. They felt like they needed to be protected from you because you were able to get through that hard candy shell. You made them concerned because you showed them love. That makes me sad. So the romance, the passion, like the lighter side of things, that they could handle, right? They could handle the physical intimacy. They could handle, showing that you're a priority, or, nobody else really matters. It's the talking about emotions and processing your emotions for them that made them real concerned, and they weren't sure if they could really handle that. Hello, Voyager. How are you doing? Supersize me, doing too much, excessive, overindulgence, fuego, chemistry, intense passion, things are heating up, and lust, greed, bareback, inconsiderate. So this is somebody who took the emotions and like the deep connection that they felt for you and minimized it into, you're either love bombing me or you're just in it for the physical intimacy. They didn't want to acknowledge that this was an emotional connection, so they had to find some way to cheapen it. This may have resulted in some sort of argument. This may have actually ended a relationship if you were in it, or pushed you to go no contact. We did have the Eight of Wands in the reverse. They freaked out. They ran away. This is the Poe Tarot. Hello, Bradley. How's it going? I don't read these in the reverse, by the way. 10 of Wells, or the 10 of Cups. And neither the angels in heaven above nor the demons down under the sea can ever dissever my soul from the soul of the beautiful Annabelle Lee. Wow. I mean, it's pretty heavy. Nothing in the world, nothing in the heavens, nothing in hell, nothing in, regular life. Nothing can sever the bond that I have with you. They will always love you, and they feel like no one would ever compare with you. Hello, daughter of Saturn. How you doing? I'm glad to hear it, Bradley. Wow, and the Lovers. And so, all the night tide, I lie down by the side of my darling, my life, and my bride. This person's really in love with you, okay? Soulmate, deep connection. And the Eight of Paws, or the Eight of Pentacles. The true genius shudders at incompleteness, imperfection, and usually prefers silence to saying the something which is not everything that should be said. It's a little bit complex, so I'm going to read that one more time just to make sure you got it. The true genius shudders at incompleteness, imperfection, and usually prefers silence to saying the something which is not everything that should be said. They clammed up, they walked away, they blocked you, they ended the conversation because they couldn't say everything that they needed to say. I can't just say a little of it because it's not the whole story. You're not going to understand what's really going on. Five of Candles, or the Five of Wands. We tremble with the violence of the conflict within us, of the definite with the indefinite, of the substance with the shadow. But if the contest have proceeded thus far, it is the shadow which prevails. We struggle in vain. This is a trauma or a betrayal, a loss that this person suffered or that their parents suffered. This is something that was learned, taught, and felt that they should reject love. But they're starting to realize that they need to confess how they actually feel. All right, this is the Voyage of the Soul. What else do we have? Purpose, mission, quest, soul's calling, aspiration, goal, and drive. And tomorrow, begin again, continue ahead, better days. We already had better days come out with the other card, the perspective card, and relief. There is a new path opening for this person. It might be that last window of opportunity that they have with this Queen of Wands, Emperor energy. Somebody who has, I believe, inspired the Queen of Wands in the reverse. They're realizing that the magnetic pull to do things the right way or to pursue this person that they love, it's too strong to deny. They can't forget this person. They compare people to you. Bloom, radiance, goddess, beauty, attract, nectar, and glow. It's like your, how do I explain this? Like gravity pulls this person towards you, not towards the center of the earth. You're the center of the earth. The gravitational pull leads to you. So part of the reason this person struggles to let go of what they feel for you is this element of mystery. You did come out as well with the High Priestess card, and it does literally say High Priestess on the bottom of this card. Silence, captivating, secrets, mystic, and hidden. There's something about you that keeps this person captivated. They can't get enough, but they also can't figure you out. Exactly, Abrajla. So thankfully, what we see here is somebody who was lost and struggling with how do I actually process these emotions. Now they see what they should do. Now they see a clear path ahead of them. It's one that calls for them to embrace how they feel and communicate that to their love interest. This is the wild unknown. What else? Four of Swords and the Seven of Swords. The desire to hide feelings. That's what we have somebody finally addressing. I know what I need to do is heal from my determination to keep everybody out of my feelings. Begone, feelings. I want nothing to do with you. Okay, come on back. I guess you can hang out for a little bit. So we've got a change of heart, literally. So we have the Devil and the Ace of Swords in the reverse. The choice is, are you going to be too afraid to share how you feel and then risk losing this person that you basically say is, you know, the one? Or are you going to face this fear and say what has not been said? Mother of Wands, which is our Queen of Wands, and the Two of Swords. The universe is staring down this Queen of Wands in the reverse, the person who's struggled a little bit with those emotions. And they're saying, okay, here's that person that's perfect for you. You want them. You know you would be happy with them. But the only way you can have them is if you learn how to talk about your emotions. But I don't want to. Now, I think they're getting to the point where they're getting ready to send a message. We did have the letter come out. Page of Swords can be about a message. Daughter of Swords is the Page of Swords. And we have the Two of Pentacles. This is a message where the intention is, I want to reestablish the balance or the friendship, the connection between us. Can we make this work? Father of Pentacles in the reverse, which is the King of Pentacles and the Hanged Man. The question they will hear after talking about their emotions is, can we, like, is this sustainable? I need security is true for both people. If you're able to talk about your emotions, that's great. But are those emotions going to overwhelm you again? Are you going to run away? Or can we like work with each other on those things? So I do feel like there's an important conversation that happens. It's not just, I love you. Okay, we're good now? All right, wait, you want to go get married? No, I ran away because I was terrified of the emotions that I was feeling for you. I had not felt those emotions before. I needed some time to process them and figure out what I want to do about them. And what I want to do about them is pursue something serious with you. Just needed to get to that point where I felt comfortable communicating that, right? Hello, Kingly Eagle. How's it going? I hope you're having a good day. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes and the comments. I'll see you later. Toodles.